It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. You're knowing what you're wanting? Yes. Are you appreciating the expansion of your desire? Yes. Really good words. Really good words. And when you come to that place that you really mean that new desire that is ever expanding, isn't it? Every day, something new. Some new hatching of a new desire. And you standing vibrationally, or in terms of current beliefs, in some relationship with that new hatching. And that vibrational relationship between who you have just now become vibrationally, just now, and who you are allowing yourself to be through your practiced thought, that relationship between desire and belief, or desire and knowing, that's everything. That's where every emotion that you feel is. Before emotions are important to you in the way we really want them to be, it is important that you accept that you are a vibrational being. Do you accept that? That's a good thing. Once you get there, you're on the way to really understanding, because you are vibrational first and foremost, but you are so good at being that, you don't even know you are. You are so good at translating vibration into tangible, what you call realism, real life experience, that you don't realize how much unconscious translating is going on. You don't realize that your realization is your vibrational perception. So some of it you do naturally. You've been doing it for a long time. But as you have these new vibrational hatchings of new vibrational desires, and therefore your new vibrational becoming, there's always this potential gap between who you really are and who you're letting yourself be. And that's how you feel all day, every day. Who you really are in relationship to who you are allowing yourself to be. I've called this gathering many different things through the years. But the thing that we most want you to focus upon, from where you are, who you now are, the thing we most want you to be aware of moment by moment, emotionally aware of, is, am I, speaking from your point of view, right here, right now, am I allowing the fullness of who I am, or am I pinching off the fullness of who I am with some belief that I picked up along my physical trail that hinders rather than helps? Esther's been asking that of herself a lot lately. These opinions that I hold, these beliefs that I've been practicing, because that's what a belief is, isn't it? It's just a thought you keep thinking. So these beliefs that I keep practicing, are they serving me as well as they might? Are they limited? Are they unlimited? And more, and we know it is happening with many of you, she's wanting to be out here on this leading edge, allowing herself to go with the flow of the new idea, to go with the flow of the new idea. No longer arguing for the limitation of the new idea. Oh, that's a good idea. However, my past experience has shown me that that new idea is not as good as the new idea that I think that new idea should be. It's a new idea, therefore it's untested, and maybe I should trample it a little bit. Maybe I should wrestle it to the ground and kill it a little bit. Maybe I should dig up all the limitations that I have about this and that and the other, and maybe I should apply it to this fresh new idea. And we say, or not. Maybe you could let the new idea just percolate just a little bit to find out if it is resonating with the whole of who you are. Maybe you could let the new idea lead you to who you really are that you have not even known that you really are. So you are vibrational beings, you accept that. And you live in a universe that is vibrational. That makes you fortunate to be a vibrational being in a vibrational universe where law of attraction is managing the frequencies. So sometimes when something happens to you, you may say, I do not want to hold any responsibility for this. And we say, you really do? No, I'm sure that I don't. I don't like the unfolding of this. Therefore, I would like to explain that it is not about my point of attraction. And we say, yes, it is. And you say, sometimes. I know I would not have done that to me. You say that I'm the creator of my own reality, but why would I create things in my reality that I do not want to experience? And we say, we didn't say you're doing it on purpose. We say you're doing it. We didn't say that you're deliberate in your thought. We say you're thinking. We didn't say you're aware of your thought. We say you're thinking. We didn't say that you are deliberate about every thought. Sometimes you're influenced by the thoughts of others. This business of deliberate creation is about thinking deliberately. It's about projecting your thought. It's about thinking on purpose. Thinking is not what we're really asking you to think about. Feeling is what we're asking you to think about. We're asking you to think about feelings. That's just weird, isn't it? We're asking you to think about feelings. We're asking you to feel about feelings. We're asking you to translate vibration through your emotions rather than through your mind. We're asking you to care about how you feel, to feel your way to a thought. We're asking you to find vibrational alignment with who you really are and then think, yeah, that's it. That's what we're asking you to do. We're asking you to think with the whole of who you are rather than with a fragmented version of who you are. We're asking you to tune into all that you are and then contemplate it rather than contemplate it from some shortage consciousness, from some belief system that you've picked up along your physical trail from somebody else who was doing the same thing. We're asking you to think from the inside out rather than from the outside in. That's what deliberate creating is. It's caring first and foremost about your alignment with who you really are. So, your source energy in physical bodies, the larger part of you remaining non-physical, completely non-physical, remembering who you were, but not giving much attention to who you were before you became who you are. Ooh. Well, what do you mean who I am? Who you are vibrationally. There is a vibrational version of you that always precedes the manifested version. But if you are like most humans, we love you so much. You know what's coming next. You are not allowing yourself to be, in most moments, all that you are. And as you begin to contemplate that and reach with a little more deliberate intent into the frequency that is really you, as you accept that your life, your magnificent life, your detailed, precision, leading edge, sifting and sorting life experience is causing a constant expansion of who you are. And that expansion matters. It matters to all of us. It matters to you. And it matters to you in your physical format because that, above all other things, speaks to how you feel right now. So let's say you've been banging around in this physical experience. You have, haven't you? And you've been picking up things along your physical trail, and you have ideas, you have feelings of purpose, you have a placement in life experience, you have relationships, you're having exposure to life, and you think about the life that you are having exposure to. But there's something important that we want you to know, to remember, to know and to remember, and that is there's a larger part of you who is having exposure to the life that you're having exposure to, who also has an opinion about the life that you're having exposure to that is resistance-free. And what we mean by that, as you explore the variety that you are living, you are launching rockets of desires. And these desires are known by the source within you and are held as the furthermost expanded beingness that is you. In other words, once life causes you to ask for something, the source within you knows you as that being who now is that. So there is a vibrational version of you who is experiencing all of the prosperity that you've been reaching for, who is experiencing all of the clarity that you are asking for, who is experiencing the vitality and the knowing and the alignment and the fulfillment and the satisfaction, all of the things that you want from life. That part of you is already living. So as you become aware that there is a non-physical part of you who is exposed to the life that you are living and who cares about the life that you are living, who loves whether you're loving or not, who knows your value whether you know it or not, who is pleased with where you are whether you are or not, as you understand that there is that part of you who is having that experience, and then you emotionally do your best to blend with that version of you. Now, you tune yourself little by little to the fullness of who you are, and in that wholeness, life is really, really good. And because you've tasted that wholeness from time to time, you can't go back from it, can you? That feeling that there's something more isn't about another car in your garage, although they are nice to have. It isn't about any of the things that so many people think that they need in order to fill the void that can't be filled with things. It is the alignment with who you are, not who you have been, who you are. It's the alignment with who you are that you're reaching for. And that's what we talk about all day, every day here. So what's going to take place over the next hours and days of your experience are going to cause you to reflect back, as our friend did, on how you were feeling when this all got started. Really, friends, we are making way too much of all of this, because you're already set up for a wonderful life experience. We're just sort of shaving some of the rough edges off just a little bit. But what we always want to accomplish in a gathering like this is a heightening of your receptivity for the evidence of the manifestations. That's really the part that we like the most, because the creation is happening all around you, and your contribution to this time-space reality is irrefutable. The fulfilling your reason for being is so in place. Everything that you're about and all that you wanted when you decided to come here is taking place in perfect fashion. The only piece of it that could be improved is your moment-to-moment realization of the rightness of that which is you. And that's what you've just set yourself up for in a stronger way than you've ever done in anything that you've ever lived in all of life. You just queued yourself up. Esther has a dear friend who gave her these words a while ago. It's the setup. It's the setup. There's a setup. And if you haven't deliberately set it up, then you don't realize it when it comes full circle, you see. So pay attention to what's coming in the next few days and acknowledge whether it feels like it is a big manifestation or a small one. Remember, the bigness and the smallness only has to do with the amount of resistance that you've piled up in the corner of that before. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. There is no limitation for you. We can say to you unequivocally that your vortices are filled with things that we all know that you want, that in many cases you can't even accurately articulate or maybe even identify, because you have been putting the components of them there piece by piece by piece. But with this wobble-free practice that you are now upon, as these elements of what you've been asking for begin to be realized by you, there's going to be a conscious recognition of your part in that. And when you put the deliberateness in creation, that's when you put the fun into it. When you put the deliberateness in creation, that's when you put your feeling of worthiness. That's when you put your true empowerment in it. You would have lived just fine if you had lived all of the days of your life and not made it to this rendezvous. But because you made it to this rendezvous, and because you mentally, vibrationally, viscerally, emotionally rendezvoused with who you really are, all the days of your life are enhanced as a result of this focused time together. Be easy about it. Be playful about it. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain blissfully in your vortex.